G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. We are finishing up in Sega's Cliffs. We've done almost all of the side quests, we've explored a whole lot of optional content, and now we've even chatted with our companions. So what I want to do now is I want to get on this ship here and get out of here. So to do that, we're going to talk to Master Ranneko, something. This airship master is keeping a nervous eye on his vessel. He's short and wiry man, dressed in travel-stained but well-kept clothing. He's chewing on his impeccably groomed moustache in frustration. As you approach, he turns away from his vessel. "Welcome to Master Ranneko's aerophile adventures. I'm afraid that I will not be departing anytime soon, not since the theft." He says the word carefully, as if holding it at bay. "I've always taken pain to see the best in people, but that was before that runty, glowing, straw-haired idiot stole the Coronet, my prized airship. Until that thief is caught, my ship remains in dock, safely shuttered and chained." He breaks off when he sees Eridus standing near you. "Him! That's the thief!" "Thief? I've never stolen anything in my life. I have borrowed, certainly, but always with the intention of returning the item to its proper owner. Though I must admit, I haven't always been entirely successful.
Remember that.
I demand compensation. My vessel, my source of livelihood, snatched by this vagrant. I have required justice. I will take it in the form of service." Let's be blunt. Eridus can't be held responsible for his actions. I mean, look at him. He's an idiot. The most... Wow, look at that. Oh, does she have an inability? No, she's just not very good at it. And Eridus is, yeah, he's got a little bit... Trained infiltrator, interesting. But obviously we are way better at this. So yeah, we're gonna do this. I do not want to have to pay off him or anything.
I'll remember that.
He does so. Eridus is staring suspiciously at a passing mote of dust as though it intends to ambush him. "You have a point. He crashed my airship minutes after we met. Can't imagine what it'd be like. What had happened if I employed him." He scowls at your companion. "Just keep him away from me and my livelihood. I'll be resuming flights to the Valley of the Dead Heroes shortly. Good day to you." So about that, I kind of want to fly there. "Excellent timing. My vessel will be departing shortly. Board at your leisure. Should warn you that we won't be able to retrieve you from the valley. We never tarry there. Its energies are not good for our ship's engines." "I'm ready. Let's go." My favorite words. "Right, all here then. Wind's right for us. Let's sail, friends." He begins shouting commands to his crew, and they cast off the mooring lines. The airship brushes away from the spire, and the city of your birth falls away below you. Yeah. Oh. Actually get to see new things, entirely new things, new setting material, stuff I've literally only read about. I'm really looking forward to this.
I'll remember that.
Monuments to the Past is the achievement for reaching the necropolis. And here are some people. And yeah, we failed that quest. That was kind of intended. Even as he stalks towards you, for a moment it appears as if this man is unaware of your presence. He stops in front of you, rocking ever so gently. He stares right through you, murmuring under his breath. Chanting or insane rambling? You draw closer, and notice the scars he bears upon his face. Then his gaze matches yours, and he suddenly grows silent. He sees you now. His eyes flicker across your face and pause on your tattoo. "She bears a tattoo of Inefere and the Dendra father. Good or bad, we shall have to test her." He bows, his movements stiff and halting. Then with blinding speed his hand snakes out and brushes a speck of dust from your shirt. The hand is gone before you can react. "I am Clinkar. These are my associates. You are in the Valley of Dead Heroes." His jagged smile is rimmed with blood. "Two memorialists have escaped us. You will find them. We need them." "These are the followers of our brother Inefere. I don't know much about them, except they believe in blood. Tread carefully." "Why do you want to find them?" "We must open the Endless Gate and find the missing memorialists." "But why must we open the Endless Gate?" "It is what we are called to do. It is what we... Who are we to disobey the call when it comes? It is power. Power unending. You're the children of the Endless Gate. Do you know Kiyotaro from Sega's Cliffs?" "I'm not familiar with her, but though one of the brethren did come to us recently from Sager's Cliffs. Perhaps Motley will know. You can inquire in the necropolis as soon as you find our missing friends. I offer myself in your place. He looked at you sharply, then bewildered at his companions. They all stare at you. She is like Innifair, Sith tattoo? I see, but it makes no difference. We must know. Your willingness to die is noted, but I reject your offer. We must have those fugitives. Their sacrifice might not be a sacrifice, and what side she's on remains to be seen. I'll help you find them. He's holding up a finger as if to threaten you for not complying, then he realizes what you said. Oh, then we'll be glad of your assistance. The memorialists are somewhere nearby. We can smell them. Go find them and bring them to us. I pray to the gate for your success. Let's just grab things. Sure, I'll take that. Mooring posts. You pull the planks away, a crawl space extends behind them, two small alcoves recessing the walls. They are remnants of grave markers and memorials from ancient times. One seems shallow, the other has been blocked by rubble falling from above. Both seem to have been built to hold bodies, but neither are occupied. Yet you can see a small disturbance in the dust of the crawl space. Someone came by this way. Perhaps they're still here. Search more thoroughly. Yep, we can't fail. You peer deeper into the gloom. The dust has been more than disturbed. You see footprints. After a few minutes, your diligence is rewarded. There's a third alcove at the back of the crawl space, hidden behind a great stone slab. The slab is held up by a stone the size of a human head, creating a small gap hardly half a meter high. You crouch down and peer through the gap. Two people are hiding in the space behind it. One of them, a bearded man with a kind expression, whispers to you, Hold, friend, if friend you be. Name is Beltrix. This is Ronus Calcil. Those damned cultists gave us chase. Ronus knew of this small sepulchre, which we've hidden, but now we've got nowhere left to run. They'll murder us if you reveal our position. Friend or foe, either way, Ronus shall not sacrifice himself for me. Please, Beltrax is but a visitor to this place. He has no part in our struggle with the children. Tell them we have fled and that we could not find us. Let's gonna go with... Oh, wow. Wow. No. Cover your tracks. I'll deal with the cultists. You have our gratitude. Good luck, friend. They want you leave.
Of course.
Move the planks. You get nothing but splinter. And this one.
I'm ready to learn something new.
Peering behind the sheetrock, you see only a faint etching in the stone, almost worn away by the passage of the years. It reads, Sanity slipping. The tombs will hold my salvation. Oh. Okay.
Fine.
So, this area, Valley of Dead Heroes, is a place that has been used for untold years to store the dead. Decomposition basically doesn't happen here. And, countless different species have come and used it. So yeah, we may be adding to the dead in a moment. We'll see. Have you found them yet? Have you? I can't find them. I'm done looking for them. He smiles his bloody smile. You will bring them here. You will. I looked. I didn't find them. He studies you closely, his eyes narrowing. You seem to speak truly. Very well. We will press this issue no further. His eyes linger on your tattoo, and he sighs angrily. So she's trouble. Motley will deal with her. Pass along, then. Very well, my friend. I have no idea why you're so generous with your time and your life, but your bravery is beyond reproach. I have some small familiarity with the weapons I carry, but I'd rather not test my prowess against 3 of them at once. I vowed to Ronus I'd keep him safe. I don't know how it is they left without doing you harm. Is there any chance you might tell me? I told them I couldn't find you. A bold lie. I'm impressed they took you at your word. I'm sure they knew where we'd hidden despite our precautions. You have my thanks. His companion is a slight, nervous man in a hooded robe of blue and white. I'm sorry you had to face those cultists. We hid and, well, I have a favor to request. Those cultists, the children of the Endless Gate, they've overrun the Valley of Dead Heroes. They slaughter the visitors, they hound us, the memorialists, and have brought horror to every corner of this ancient place. Please, you've shown your mettle in dealing with these murderers. Please find a way to make the move on.
I'll
Sure.
remember that.
Thank you, friend. The coming of the children has been a relentless nightmare for us. I wish you the best of lucks. I'm looking for the tomb of the dead caster, of the first caster. I know where it is. Isn't that why you asked me to come along? We need to get up to the necropolis, up along the cliff face. We'll have to use minims to get up there, but it's easy enough. This is true. You must be strong or careful, though, or both. The children are vicious and unpredictable. Tell me about the Valley of Dead Heroes. It's been a burial site for at least millions of years at least. No bodies in the valley itself. Everything, despite all the memorials, obelisks, and urns above ground, never been able to find evidence of a single body. Markers exist beyond counting. Some are in scripts we cannot understand. Some are in materials we've never seen, but the bodies themselves lie in a great space beneath the ground. Above the ground there's no sign of life. None at all, except what we bring with us. And tell me about the memorialists. We're ordinary people, really. People who understand the truth that this world is really the afterlife, and that the tombs here are our graves. We maintain the valley so no name is forgotten, so that everyone can come here and remember their true selves. Once all the tombs have been claimed, we shall see a glorious resurgence of humanity. Likewise, if we allow the names to be forgotten, devastation will sweep across the land. And tell us about yourself. My true name is Ronas Kausul of the Memorialists. I came here from Sega's Cliffs to inter my beloved wife. That was over a decade ago, when I remained because I felt a close connection to the place. Somehow. When I discovered the name of my true self, I knew this world is the afterlife, and our graves here are our own. Now I study the world of the living, hoping to bring others to the enlightenment I reached. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm not going to go with that, but sure. Fast-smelling liquid pours out of these into the valley far below. Its mist feels cool in the bright sunlight. Weird looking.
Oh! The Valley of Dead Heroes. I like it here. There's absolutely no place we should avoid completely.
Is that subtle enough? We will have to see. We are full of suspense. That seems unlikely. Not at all. Eridas says with a fixed grin. Sweat gleams on his brow. Every inch of this valley is packed with adventure. One of his hands comes up, trembling to cover his eyes. Interesting people, places to explore. He trails off, biting his lip. We should explore all of it, even the alcoves. I'm not afraid of any of it. Stop shouting at me. But we don't want him to go back to the alcove. We are using clever manipulation. Why are you trying to manipulate me, Eridas? He rocks backwards on his feet, almost as if your word has struck a blow. His eyes fill with desperate tears. I'm not. Please, I'm not. Help me. What is happening? Let us direct him. No! His glow returns. He sinks into it gratefully, smiling. I don't even know what the word means. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Forgot I said anything. But his gaze has slipped from yours to one of the dead air. So, where's this alcove you mentioned? The easy smile falls from his face. I wasn't talking about any alcoves, just alcoves in general, in Valley of Dead Heroes. I'm not frightened of them. He blinks rapidly, giving you a fierce look. I'm not. I'm still looking for that alcove of yours. It's not mine, actually. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I've got some questions about you. I'm not surprised. Never mind. Wait, no. Wait, that was interesting.
Why are we here again?
You've returned at long last. Ignore your pain and push on. This is your moment. This is my moment, isn't it? Do I get to die here in glorious battle? Oh, am I fighting an army? Your thoughts told you to ignore your pain. What's wrong? Wrong? Nothing's wrong. I'm a living legend. I can't complain about anything. His glow intensifies and he straightens. I hate to criticize you, but you should already be having a desperate last round. It's already quiet here. You should have planned things better. I'll try harder next time. That's all I wanted. So, I've got some questions about you. Don't think I've ever seen you sleep. I close my eyes sometimes, he says, blinking. He gasps and points at the offending lids urgently. Did you see that? I did it again. That does it. Now I'll never miss a chance for it. He forces his eyes wide with pads of his thumbs. Now I'll never miss a chance for adventure. See what he does next. It's whacking, he says, tears streaming from his eyes. I congratulate myself, but it's probably better if you do it. No one likes to hear a handsome man give himself compliments. Wait some more. He waits as well, blinded by tears. Would he still blink if he blinded himself? We will explore this idea. Keep waiting. Unexpectedly, convulsively, he blinks and sighs. Oh, it must be instinct. You can't find instincts, except sleeping. No time for it, you see. No time at all. Through the glow, you spot the dark bruises under his eyes, the exhaustion in his frantic eyes. Let's talk another time. Whoops. What do you know about the Valley of Dead Heroes? Well, it's full of dead heroes. I think that's in the name somewhere. On second thoughts, I didn't die here, so maybe the name's wrong. I remember someone sleeping here in an alcove. Then I woke up and I never saw the alcove again. The end. The hero's talking about our prison again. Whose idea was it to remind him of yours? Why didn't you stop us? Wow. I really want to spend more time with him. A sliver of darkness hangs before you, like the entrance of a cave, except there is no cave, only a tear in space. Within the darkness you see the glow of stars, and a cool night breeze wafts past you. You carrying the scent of desert flowers and echoes of sounds you are not hearing around you. If you step through that darkness, you might go anywhere or nowhere. It could be nothing but a shadow. Examine it more closely. The cool air that sighs through it seems to follow you. The shadow does not change, no matter your perspective. You have the discomforting feeling that your attention has drawn attention to you, somehow examining it, analyzing, and assessing you. Walk into the darkness. You step into the darkness and it envelops you, and then dissolves you into twinkling motes, drifting in a spear of light. Light carries you through a black void, weightless, bodiless, selfless, towards another patch of starry sky, and then suddenly you are somewhere else. Oh. Okay, that's a very short-term teleporter. A large upside-down pyramid floats before you, lit from below by a soft white light. It's made of weathered stone, but you can see the lights and hear a faint buzzing through the cracks of its crumbling facade. You study it from every side. There's no inscription to explain why it was erected or by whom, nor is there any obvious way to interact with it. You do notice that light from inside the cracks appears to follow your hand as you slide it across it. Perhaps it is reacting to you after all. So, let's just immediately... Wow, you actually can't spend more resources than getting it to 100%. But yeah, sure, easy. Slide your hand across the pyramid, following not the cracks, but the symbols and etchings on its surface. After a great deal of experimentation, and not a small amount of luck, you discover a specific pattern that causes the light to grow in intensity. As it does, a small warmth envelops you, refreshing your body and mind. As you feel better, however, the pyramid seems to grow more dim. You stop, not wanting to waste the pyramid's obvious healing power just yet. It should be saved for a time when you really need it, when you're not at absolute tip-top condition. That's it. Yep. So that is a nice little healing station. Cool. That was weird to have it come from the right channel so much. The master face, we must find it. Crisp, pungent water issues from an inhuman head. There's nothing further up the slope to indicate where the water is coming from. Assurance is fine. Yeah, so here are a bunch of people. Recent landslide, pass out of the valley. Okay, and this would be interactable if we could get it. Okay, I would talk to them, but actually I kind of want to explore more of the valley. We've got a way in and out. Oh look, all of these symbols of the endless gate. That's great. Great, just what I want to see. Certainly not disturbing at all. A tear in space hangs before you like a black spot on your retina. Something's different about this tear from the others in the valley. Looking to this one's like looking into an abandoned cave. No breeze or sound or light stir within, and its edges are slowly disintegrating. I'm trying to determine the nature of it. Looks a lot like the other floating rifts we've seen, but the life you felt in the others is weak in this one. As soon as you get close to it, you can feel its anguished mind responding to your presence, seeking connection. There's a desperation to the contact that is palpable. Perhaps this feeling has something to do with the fact that the void within it doesn't seem to connect to anything. A lance of darkness stretches out toward you, tentatively, questionably. Bond with the darkness. You reach out to touch the lance of darkness, and it stabs forward suddenly through your hand and into your chest. There's a flash of pain. You can feel its desperation, its need to be connected. Then the lance recedes, but something remains lodged in your chest. It pulses alongside your heart. You also feel more sharp and alert. It's giving you a piece of itself. Let's step into the darkness. darkness surrounds you. You're whipped by it as if by a wind, a whirling vortex with no way ahead and no way back. The opening you pass through has vanished into utter blackness. A hail of tiny objects batters you in the dark. Thrown by the wind, rocks or bones or dirt, you can't tell. Then something large and sharp slams into you, and you wrestle with it for a moment, before realizing it's a skeleton, no, not human. As you try to shrug it off, you feel an object in its hand. You pry it free, and the skeleton falls past you. Then the wind lofts you towards a bright spot in the darkness, and you tumble back out the opening you entered, clutching the stolen object in your hand. So this is plus 45% on non-combat tasks. Wow! So it's just like a significant boost. Step away. So we just got hit by a Fettle because now we've got a 5th. So, there it is. You can have this. Have fun.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
Yep. Faint humming from the statues. Well, that's interesting to have that there. So, looks like we've got a series of basically teleport points.
Of course.
Glowing liquid. Ascending the incline is impossible, no one can do that. Rising before you is a tall, elegant, and tapered obelisk crowned with the carved stone head of some elegant, sharp-eared animal with 6 eyes. Wrapped around the obelisk are bands of engraved hieroglyphs. Examine the stone head. The carved head mounted on top of the obelisk stares out into the distance. Its eyes are empty and mournful. Examine the hieroglyphs. Except for 4 stylized depictions of the same sharp-eared animal that tops the obelisk, the pictographs make no sense to you. Examine the base. The base of the obelisk is smooth, untouched by weathering or other troubles that seem to have eroded much of the other ruins in this place. It sits atop a pool of acrid liquid. The liquid smells foul and caustic, but the obelisk appears undamaged. It's unclear how much more of the obelisk lies below the pool. The statue's head seems to move until its eyes stare directly in yours. They're still mournful, but no longer empty. A faint beckoning glimmer shines within it. You turn to your companions, but they don't seem to have noticed anything strange having happened. Let's have a look at the base again. Nothing. And look into the statue's eyes. A wave of dizziness overcomes you as you gaze into the statue's eyes. You're no longer facing the obelisk. Indeed, you're no longer human. The tail of the dead lark in your mouth drags along the ground as you creep through the dense foliage to the temple. You peek out through the gandu fronds and see the old monk Nimu shucking howpods on the weathered steps. You pet out to greet him, and he grins toothlessly at the sight of you. There she is, my brave hunter, and with a gift. How thoughtful. You drop the lark at his feet and arch your back as he strokes your fur and gesture collar. But your work isn't done, sweet girl. There's larks aplenty in the grain room. Bring me a dozen more before I finish these hows, and I'll give you your favourite nibble. A dozen larks is nothing to a hunter of your skill. You pad off to the granary, ready for battle.
I'm ready to learn something.
The obelisk reappears, and you realize your joy was remembered only. And let's see what else it has. You watch from the undergrowth, terrified, as followers of the bird god pull down the stone statues of the great ones and chase the monks to the burning temple. Heathen! Cries their leader. Worshippers, false gods. Kill them all. A birdman sees you. A satyr, we must kill it. The monks hide their souls in the little beasts. If we don't wipe them all out, the monks will return as strong as ever. You turn and bound into the jungle as a mob of angry men crash in after you, and the obelisk fills your vision again. And one more time. You watch from a low branch as grave robbers tear up the stones of the ruined temple's nave, looking for old catacombs. Their leader sits on the stone head of a fallen statue, patting it and stroking his pointed ear, and laughs. This is what the old monks worshipped before the Jarudi wiped them out. The Prince of the Satyr. They say his big ears hear all the secrets ever whispered, near shot of any of these six-eyed pests. You hiss at the insult. He looks up. Hoy, there's one now. Hasn't been a monk alive 100 years. Alive around here to tame a satyr in 100 years. Come, little one. Let me see that jewel collar of yours, won't you? Looks like lovely workmanship. You give him a disdainful look and climb further up the tree as the obelisk returns. That's really cool. And again, you watch from under a gandu bush as a father and mother drop double armloads of spring wood in the middle of the temple ruins, then sit and mop their brows as their 3 children begin stripping the stalks of their bark. Plenty to build here, at least. And we'll need all we can get. Without the perimeter fence to keep out the bulls and the skullhounds, we'll be dead in a week. What about the locks? One of the children cries. Pray to Goonie, daughter. Maybe he'll send one of his serpents for us. He's the Prince of Ulsatul, you know. Your ears prick up. At last you are wanted. It's time to hunt.
I'm ready to learn something new.
The eyes of the statue fade, though they do not go out entirely, as though it's divested itself of a responsibility. Why it did so remains a mystery. That was really cool. It's a really nice, slice of world-building history. And 3 people to level up. So we level ourselves up. Extra effort, increased stat pools, I guess. And we'll go with a little more might and more speed. Oh, right. We'll go with more speed then. Confirm. And then Eratus. You also can level. Extra effort. Done. And he's now tier 3, so we've got a new thing. He's now better in combat. Whenever he lands a critical hit, confer daze to all enemies in immediate range. That's kind of nice. And we can pick a new thing, Fell Swoop, which gives us an arc attack. This is successive attack. Okay, and this is flanked fettle. Let's go with successive attack. And he's got a heavy weapon, so we'll increase heavy weapons. And then Rin. Let's see, what do we want to do? We could improve her pools, which are kind of the thing that she has the most problems with. Yeah, she's not even a class, as someone pointed out in the chat earlier. She's a child who shapes gods. That's kind of neat. And yeah. Alrighty.
Maddie, I was wondering.
No one's called me Maddie in a long time. No one alive, that is.
Well, that certainly is something we need to fix.
My thoughts exactly.
I love that. Contrast? Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Is that a way into the necropolis? This 5-meter-long black basalt slab, or perhaps slab of basalt, or perhaps obsidian, has been smoothed by age. The stone statue holds the slab at an angle, lifting it to the sky. Or is he lowering it? It's impossible to determine whether the incline is real or you're imagining it. At the top end, you see a window into another reality, a portal wide enough to step through. On the other side is what looks like a harsh, angular world. Examine the slab. It's perfectly smooth. Some loving hand has polished it to a mirror gloss, though distortions beneath its surface change your appearance with every slight movement. You lean in to examine it. Your reflection appears unspeakably beautiful. A few centimeters closer, it becomes a shrieking horror. This close, you can feel a dense psychic weight around the obelisk, as if a culture's hopes and expectations have been packed into a single solid form. Thought of meeting those expectations and extending the incline is daunting. And the statue? It's a grey statue of a robed man with an ornate warhammer strapped to his back, holding the obelisk aloft or setting it down gently. With his muscular arms, he exudes a fierce determination, as if he were using every quantum of energy in raising or lowering the great slab. A sign has been added to his back with a childish scroll that reads, The Saint of Proverbs. It seems the statue has slightly shifted position since you came across it. You're not quite sure, but something about the posture seems slightly different. The sculptor's cunning is such that the statue's eyes follow you wherever you go. Again, you have the strangest feeling this expression has changed slightly. You can hear something, a faint whisper of human thought. You can't make out what it's saying, but you feel like it's coming from the statue itself. Speak to statue. Are you raising the slab or lowering it? The statue does not answer, or perhaps cannot answer. Climb the slope to the portal. The slab is nearly frictionless, and you find it almost impossible to gain any sort of traction. But as soon as you press your fingers into its surface, you can feel it melting slightly a touch. You pull yourself slowly upward on your belly, inch by inch, your fingers beginning to bleed. You've just reached the 3-meter mark when the glistening rock begins to shake. You release your grip and slide to the ground. All your progress lost in a moment. A voice cries out in mortal terror, and the menhir crashes to the ground with a thunderous roar. A great plume of dust rises in the air. When the dust settles, the portal's vanished. You can barely make out the fingers of a hand protruding from beneath the rock, holding a strap of grey fabric that looks almost like a mask. The fingers twitch once, twice, and are still. A thick trickle of dark fluid dribbles out in a thin stream. Examine the hand. It's grey, colour of stone, leech of life, no other distinguishing characteristics. Take the mask. None None, that is, but the strip of grey fabric dangling from the fingertips. It's a mask of a strange design with lenses over the eye holes. Gimme. As you pick up the mask, its ashen gaze fixes on you. The grey fabric feels like flesh, and a slab of wet meat draped across your fingers. A whisper caresses your mind. Prosper. You feel an unconscious revulsion, then turn away from the fallen slab. A face sculpted from a soft grey material gazes through and beyond from ashen sockets. The mask affixes to your face with an almost lifelike eagerness. It is clammy and moist to the touch. Viewed through the lenses, the world takes on a nightmarish aspect. Once mundane objects twist with strange new angles. Familiar faces, those of your most trusted companions, contort in ways they never should. In the corners of your eyes, misshapen monstrosities lurch and stagger across impossible landscapes. The effects are subtle at first, but the longer you wear the mask, the more horrifying the visions. What enlightenment or madness awaits one with the courage to wear it for long enough? And we'll look at the hand again. Same thing. Alrighty. So that mask is what someone else mentioned. I ideally wanted to get into the necropolis this time around, but I guess that isn't as simple as I would like. Whatever. We'll do it some other time. And next time, we'll focus on what's actually in this area. Until then, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends. And in the center there is a convenient subscribe button just in case you need it.